All right, and good afternoon. Eric Mish here. We're live in the Million BV Movement group, and we're live here with almost 40 people on this call. This is the Getting Started Right call. By the way, if you're part of the private group that we have, Get Million BV Movement, you can search for previous Getting Started Right calls. I host this call every Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern, and it's just, we always have new content. This is for new and existing brand partners that might be launching or relaunching their business. So guys, if you're brand new as a brand partner or you're relaunching, go back and watch some of those replays. You will get a wealth of knowledge. And today will be no different. And so as I mentioned in the tease video, as well as the post that I did this morning in the group, we're going to have a very special guest on this afternoon. I've watched her grow in this business. She's grown to a quite an amazing leader. And she's just she's got such a pure heart. If you know Kim Sanders, you know that she has just the best of intentions to help everyone. And she is sidelined to most of us here on this call, but she's always willing to help, to encourage, to inspire. And probably the biggest way she inspires others is with her example. Yeah, she's out there commenting and tagging and encouraging people, but man, she works from the moment she gets up. I'm not kidding you. She's one of the hardest working people I know, and within Purium. So I think there's a lot we can learn from her work ethic and just her approach and methodologies. By the way, she is a black diamond in Purium. That's a pretty high rank. If you're not familiar with the compensation plan yet, she's right there at the top. Like, she's got a giant organization of, she's right there at the top. Like, she's got a giant organization of well over 75,000 in volume, with multiple executives. I think she's got several diamonds on her team, maybe even some colored diamonds. So she knows how to duplicate. Okay. You can't get to the rank of black diamond or any of the colored diamond ranks without understanding the importance of duplication. So she gets it. We're going to hear a little bit more from her on that topic in just a little bit. But what's really, really impressive about her organization is that, guys, she hits consistently the 15 to 20K club every single month. So what does that mean? She has between $15,000 and $20,000 of customer volume on a monthly basis. Okay, that means that she's incredibly consistent. She obviously knows how to share this product as good as anyone out there. But even more than that, she's helped a number of people move through the pay plan, and that shows leadership. So we really want to tap into some of her knowledge as well on that side of things. So with that, I'm going to introduce to you Kim Sanders. And Kim, let me just go ahead. I'm going to spotlight you and actually join your spotlight here. All right, so it's me and you on the spotlight now. All right, so Kim, and we want to just keep this conversational. By the way, guys, if you're taking notes, please do. Please grab your notebooks. You definitely want to take notes from the things that Kim says here today and try to learn from them. Okay, and even if you don't do things exactly like Kim does, but try to learn from her methodologies and her mindset, because it's absolutely helped her achieve an incredible amount of success here in this business model. So Kim, first off, can you unmute yourself? Tell us, how long have you, when did your Purium journey start? Because I don't even know if I fully know that. When did you actually become a brand partner with Purium?
Well,
hang on one second. There we go. All right.
First, I'm just so excited to be here, and thanks so much, Eric, for letting me come on and letting me have so many beautiful friends to say hello to, and just anything that I can share. This is a portal of cellular activation that we're all up to, and we know it with our superfoods. But to be totally transparent with all of that was I actually learned about the company probably 7 years ago, and I did my best to, do the business a little bit. But back then, it was very different. Like everybody had to be a brand partner to get all of it, and I was working, and it just didn't come into fruition. So in January of 2018 was when I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going to dedicate and I'm going to eat this food like my life depends on it. And I'm going to do the business as well. But I didn't even know what it meant to do the business back then.
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. So you joined around, if I doing the math right, around 2015,
Yeah.
spent 3 years really maybe officially as a brand partner, but more so using the product. Were you using the product consistently or not really off and on? Not even consistently. Okay.
Yeah.
So had you done network marketing, or have you had any experience prior to Purium with network marketing?
Well, again, like to have experience, I knew network marketing would save my life. And I had been in like probably 8 different companies or so back in the day. And when I was like 26 years old, I'm like, I got to do network marketing, because all I did was back in the day, which we'll hit on some of the topics that we're going to discuss, is tons of self-development work. I did years of flying to different places to be in T. Harv Eckert's Millionaire Mind Intensive. And I did all these different types of things. So, I knew network marketing was going to be the avenue that would save me from not doing hair till I'm like 90 years old.
Okay. No, that's really good to know, because there's a lot of people out there that have tried network marketing or done, maybe they've had different, I call them stints at doing that. Like I had about 3 stints before Purium, never really achieved massive success in anything prior to Purium. Was that similar to your journey as well?
For sure. And, the company that I did right before Purium, it was actually gifted to me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do another network marketing company, but I'm like, all right, it was gifted to me. I should go for it and all of it. And I'm glad that I did, because I learned all the things that I really don't want to do wholeheartedly. And I worked my tail off for 4 years, and like, I made like $4,000 in the year of like pushing essential oils uphill. I mean, it's just like ridiculous. I love my oils, but I don't even have diffusers on right now. But that being said, I made $4,000 in a year. I made $4,000 in my first 2 months with Purium,
Wow.
So
wow. That's huge. That's huge. So in 2018, that's when you really got serious and said, okay, I'm going for it. What created that shift in your mind? Was there something specifically, or was it just a gradual kind of like aha moment where you're like, okay, Purium is going to be the vehicle, the company that I stick with and really take it to the moon?
I think that's it. I just was like, it was actually my 40th birthday, and I was like, I'm going to utilize some of the money, and it's still back then $250 for 50 gift cards. And I spent the other $300 on a little bit of product, and I went for it. But, and then I was still doing hair part-time and building this business. And so I did that until we reached Green Diamond, and it felt safe. And then this whole situation to lock everybody up came along. And that's when I really was like, all right, this is what we're doing. So obviously that was kind of a life and death situation, because I couldn't have people to my home anymore and do their hair and break my body down to like save people's hair. But you can dive in. And so maybe everybody can think of that as a life and death situation. Like, what would it take for everybody to decide that today is the day that you dedicate to Purium in a way that you have not been able to see it yet so far? And for the ones that have, congratulations, but this is priceless. It's like the most priceless opportunity. So
I want to get to that, because oftentimes the decision to really dive in and go for it is not, it's usually, the way I see it and the way it was for me, it's a series of decisions. Like so we oftentimes think when someone becomes a brand partner that they've made a decision to build a business, and we forget they may have made a decision to get a launch pack and get a few gift cards and share them here or there, But to really go for it, that decision, oftentimes it may come when they first become a BP, but oftentimes it comes much later on. Or maybe it's a series of progressive decisions, like they progressively work their way up to where they're, okay, now I'm really going for it. I'm full force. I'm going to immerse myself in learning the business model and put all my efforts and energy into this direction, really focus on it. So it sounds like that was kind of your journey. It was a series of decisions that you made, and you were doing hair before. So you were basically, you were trading the hours for dollars, and this was residual income, which is, obviously it has its advantages, right? As I'm sure you know now. So, so that's awesome. So when did you start seeing traction with duplication on your team? When did you start seeing where you had a couple of directors and a couple of executives on your team? How far into when you went for it in 2018?
It took a long time. Like, I did hit diamond in the 4th month, so in that 90-day, but I had zero boundaries. It was like begging and pleading people to sign up as a builder, holding diamond just barely every single month, and herding cats the whole entire time, because there was not any direction or implement tools that I could actually feed people and have builders duplicate. So it was just like beyond bending over backwards for years, until it was like, oh, okay, here's a system, stick with it. Here's a system that the company has put into place, promotions that the company has put into place. And that is when it really started rocking. Because once you have some agreements from people before they just like upgrade, begging people to upgrade to a builder, kind of like, oh, you can do this, it's going to be fun, I'm going to help you, I'm going to do this. No. So that's not how I work anymore. And, you know, it might not always feel fun for everybody, but it's like, then that means that they can just, you know, be a customer until they have some knowledge of what they can do. And that doesn't mean that every person that signs up that has an agreement, like, there's nothing we can really make anybody do. We're just here to inspire people to show up on situations like this and promote others to educate the skills and the inspiration and the knowingness that they can do this and they can live this lifestyle to the point where they can really offer, by leading by example, what's going to happen in their lives. And it's just, it's humbling and amazing all at the same time.
I like how you use the word agreement. Did you guys pick up on that? See, key verbiage right there. See, what that shows is posture. We are making an agreement with new BPs as they come on. Specifically, we're talking about brand partners. And the reason is that there is a significant amount of time and effort and energy that is invested in a person in order to help them launch and develop, right? So I don't think any of us would just throw money into some stock or cryptocurrency that we didn't know anything about, or we didn't have a strong feeling that we would get a return on that investment, because that would literally be throwing money away. But yet, a lot of times we're willing to invest energy in people without really knowing or understanding what they bring to the table for us. See, that's a posture thing. So I noticed, Kim, in just even in your words, so there was a shift in your posture where you said, okay, instead of dragging people along the finish line, which we can't do, right? What does Big Al say? We can run with 1,000, but we can't drag one over the finish line. You had that moment where you said, okay, this isn't working so well. I need to shift, and I need to have a specific agreement with people that they're going to hold up their end of the bargain. If I'm going to spend my time and effort and energy into training them and leading them, right? So I think that was key for you as well. Do you have some kind of a qualification process, even if it's informal, but how does that work? So how do you qualify someone before you enroll them? You have any kind of a process like that?
Well,
Are there
honestly,
certain things you look for example, that
I have a system of the knowingness that if someone comes in, when people come in with an ultimate lifestyle transformation, I've really put aside the idea that the day that somebody hears about the ultimate transformation and they sign up that day, I've heard many people for years, and I did it in the beginning too, of like, oh, 3 people, you're just signing up with your kit today. Let's just upgrade you as a build. Let's just get you in a builder. We're going to get 50 extra points. Those 50 extra points and whatever the commission is on that is like basically shooting myself in the kidney.
I was going to say the foot, but the kidney's worse.
It is, because that is what I did for years. And you can tell my posture now is just like, it's insane, because the dedication that I have to people that are willing to do this with me now. So what it looks like is, hi, absolutely amazing. We're setting you up with the best food system ever. Now for me, my posture is, in fact, I will work with you hand in hand for even looking for a 90-day run for this upgrade to your health and wellness journey. And then what will probably happen is you will feel a difference. And you might even come into this knowing like, wow, I can
Kimberly as well.
Hang on, guys. If you don't mind keeping your lines on mute, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
So you come in with the knowing that there's a business opportunity. And I say that right away to people. And we share that that's an option for you. And if that is something that someone's like, oh my God, that would be the most amazing, I'd love to do this in a business, like the very first part of the sentence structure, it's like, great. What we're going to do is start having a knowingness of what that free business actually entails, and to have respect for that business, because we'll have you come to a Monday call and you'll get to meet this beautiful owner, one of our owners, Amy, and she's going to highlight one of our amazing builders and have like stories and all of it. And then, there's calls that we have for training, because I'm not here to just be your glorified secretary. So this is your business and the answers are all there. I've created so many tools for the people that are saying yes to come on to my team. It's above and beyond, and I'm here to share it with everyone. I don't want anyone to have to suffer. And if it resonates with what you're up to, I'm speaking to the builders right now, like it's anything I can do to make all of Purium rock, And so then for a customer, it's like, great. There's calls that you can come on. You'll shadow me for a week. And here's actually a link that I've created that will help you see if you would like to actually become one of my brand partners and be able to utilize the promotions of the company. All the fast starts, you can be having the opportunity to have $3,500 on the table as you start. And we will professionally train you how to be a professional network marketer. And so if that resonates with you, then I'll send you this link. And at the same time, we've also created a referral program. And so if building the business isn't for you, we're going to give you free superfoods for every 3 people that you lead to me, and all of it. So there's so many things that I've created now to cover all the steps. And it's pretty flawless in my opinion. And we're just going to keep implementing it. And I've learned how to do this because I've been living it. And so the craziest thing is to try to understand what I've been doing with myself for the last 4 years and put it in a nice little package for everybody. I don't live a normal life. So it's like, how can I wrap it up in a bow and have it be delivered?
Okay, I want to break this down a little bit. So, because we have a lot of new people on this call, and you may understand about the customer and brand partner path, but what Kim is saying is that she provides the options, but she does not go the upgrade route and BP route until they're ready to commit to that. Okay, so if they just might have an interest in it, she will encourage them to move forward, purchase as a customer first, get familiar with the products, learn more about the business model while they're using those products. And then when they're willing to fully commit, as she says, they have 3 people ready to go to hit UBT. Then at that point, she's going to talk to them about upgrading. And that's super important because, and I'll tell you why, and this has happened to me a lot, Kim, as well, is that people, they hear, oh my gosh, opportunity to make money and hand out gift cards. They get excited. They come in initially as a BP or they upgrade and not fully understanding what that means. And then they realize there's this fast start period, but they're not even ready to launch for another month. It's 3 weeks of just kind of learning the compensation plan, joining some team calls, learning, getting to know the people involved. It's like 3, 4, 6 weeks of that. And then after all that, they say, okay, well, now I'm ready to launch. Well, guess what, guys? They've already missed half of their fast start period. And they get real disappointed. Like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known that, So zero fizzle, exactly. So it's so important that we guide them. They don't know. Assume that they don't know the best path for themselves. We know the path better than they do because we've already helped tons of people through it, and or you've heard leaders talk about the importance of guiding people down the right path for them at that time. So that's great, Kim. So then let's talk about once they decide, okay, I'm ready to become a brand partner now. How do you assist them with the launch process? What are some of the steps you take to help them get off to a great start?
Well, I think the biggest thing is almost like help people. So you're almost like, as you sign them up with their ULT, it's like the people that are interested in the business, you almost pretend like that you launch them that day, and you start training them before all of it. So there's so much training that I try to front load before we hit that upgrade button, because as you all know, who are training your builders, there's so much for us to learn to drip slowly. And that's the skill of a really beautiful, balanced leader, because we can't just like pull the dump truck up and like open the flap and dump all the information on these builders that just even hit the upgrade button. So my intention is, okay, so you're ready, you have, and it's not like this rigid thing where I'm like, you have to have your 3. It's like, even if the person has one full ready person to have a ULT, if they have a second one in mind and a third one, the thing is friends, we're in our, however old we are, we know hundreds and hundreds of people by now. There should definitely be 3 people ready to hit that upgrade button. So there you are, you hit fast start consultant in your first moment of hitting that upgrade button, and that feels really good to people. And so then I have another piece of information, I'm calling it the formula, and it goes back through again what it really is all about, and how the three a week happen. But more than anything, it's prior agreements to coming to all the calls and really understanding that we are the CEO of our company. And, there's still a lot of people coming on to my team, and this system isn't being put in place, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's still people that are upgrading on their own, saying, I don't want to come to calls. I'm not going to follow the promotions. And you see the outcome. They have that saying, success leaves clues. So I can't force anybody to do any of this stuff that I'm sharing with you. I'm just saying there is a way to get it. I love Brandon Ashoden's comment of like saying, like, you could either have a Rolex and that takes a year to make, or you can have a G-Shock watch. Me personally, I was raised by a dad that loved Porsches and a mother that did gardens and things like that. So I'm here for quality and longevity. And I want to have people that really want to do this with me. And, so I think the biggest thing is staying close to them and having them go over all the different links that I've created that has all the answers. I have collected all the things and made it very streamlined so that everybody can really digest it in a way that works for them. There's a website, there's all of it. And I'm here to share it with all of you. I have nothing to hide. This is Team Purium. This is for Dave and Amy. This is for our future, and it's for the company. I want so much success for this company beyond
We
what
really
I'm.
appreciate your generosity in that regard.
Yeah.
You've always been that way, and that's, you know, your Team Purium all the way. So we really do appreciate that, Kim. You mentioned the rhythm of three, guys. It's so important that we get people into that rhythm early on. So did you hear what Kim says? She plants the seed about being in that rhythm, but she doesn't force them. You see what I'm saying? So if they have one or two people that are ready to go, so it's not like a prerequisite, like, oh, well, you can't, you know, upgrade until you have three, but that's the goal. We need to have a goal. The goal is to have, you know, get three people together ready that are ready to move forward with a ULT. And so she has, I would imagine, quite a few people that are hitting UBT right in that fast start period. Is that the case?
Yes, for sure. And, you know, so many, like basically every single person that I've upgraded since implementing all of this in a solid way have hit double, triple ranked. And,
Wow.
you know, and also even just two of my builders holding over 10,000 group volume on their own because of over and over, like 10 to 12 UBTs. And I'm so dedicated to understanding each of my builders' lives. I know exactly why we are where we are every single month. And, you know, we're here to learn each other's, you know, bests. And that's what I say too, is like, we're here to be the celebrators of each other. We're here to see each other so clearly that when maybe someone doesn't see themselves clearly, we can be like, oh no, I see you so clearly. And this is where we're going, you know. And
So think about the success stories that Kim is creating on her team when she has people that are double and triple rank advancing. When we know that one of the biggest challenges people face when they join as a brand partner is building their belief in the business model. We know that already going into it. We know that they need to oftentimes build their belief in their own abilities even. But you know what builds that belief? Stories. Stories, guys. The more stories we tell, not just fake stories, real stories, success stories. Kim said earlier, success leaves clues. The more stories we have of people that are moving through Fast Start quickly and moving through the pay plan, the more belief is built with new people coming in. So it's really, really, really powerful stuff. So Kim, you hit consistently every month 15 to 20K in customer volume. Can you talk a little bit about that? What specifically are you doing to hit those K clubs? You're making a boatload just on the K clubs, guys, because if you do the math on the customer program, 20%, we get 20% plus a $50 bonus on every 1,000 of customer purchases. So do the math. Kim is, and those are paid weekly, guys. Do the math. Kim's getting some really nice weekly checks from that. So Kim, what has been your secret sauce to get to hitting those K clubs consistently?
It's living this lifestyle and being gentle on ourselves in the process of adding these superfoods every single day. Like 4 years ago, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm putting these foods in me. And back then we had the 40-day ultimate lifestyle transformation. I turned the 40-day into a 30-day back then. And I was like, no, like skip the 40, put something in you every 2 hours. And so I said to myself back then, I'm like, okay, so if I'm leading this, if I'm trying to sell people into this, and if I'm going to be living this lifestyle and sharing this with people, I better be doing exactly what I'm sharing. And so, you know, it doesn't happen right away, right? You can't obviously like buy a ton of product, maybe in the beginning if you're brand new, but decide that you are waking up every single day, you're taking your aminos, you're taking your water, you're taking your biomedic, you're taking as many products as you can possibly purchase, and you are feeding yourself and you are activating yourself, and you are letting go of alcohol, and you're letting go of whatever other things that are of a lower vibration. You're ending any story that any self-loathing, you're putting everything good into you all the time, and you're living this lifestyle so that you can be an example to be able to bring people in, so that you can guide them into this lifestyle. You hold the space for them to say, you know, I say it's a ULT is the bare bones that I am going to have someone purchase. Like it's like almost a disservice, even that. Like I'm like, it's not enough. Like we've got to get you some fiber to hydrate your colon. You could be constipated otherwise. And then the amino acids, or I'm sorry, the ionic elements and the ginseng. How's your, you know, learn these products. It's on, you know, the A through Z. If you haven't listened to Dave's A through Z just yet, listen to that. Like, and back in the day, we had things on our phone in our Purium app, the audio. I mean, I would just listen to that nonstop every single day with your airtime, any type of airtime that you have. Listen to what these foods do. Now it's super organized, and Dave's have it all, and we have everything at our fingertips. Listen to it every single day. So you wake up, you listen to what Dave is saying, you get up, you go to the kitchen, you have your aminos, you have your drinks, and then like, it's taken me, you know, a dedication of years, but now it's been a couple years that it's just Purium all day long, and then a little bit of veggies at night. And so when you're living this, and this is like, you supplement with real food by the end of the day, but you start believing and knowing, because you're cellularly activated in a way that no other food on this planet does. And I was a raw foodist for over 3 years and vegan since I was 9, and like all this stuff, like there's no other food that's as good as our food. And so if you can dedicate a way of living this lifestyle, you will have a knowing that almost every single sale is around 400 to 500 to sometimes 700 to my dearest friends who I then have fed for a while. Sometimes they're placing like $1,000 orders, but I know how to implement all those foods. And I also have it printed out, and I'll share it with all of you, how I lead a customer into their pack. I've made videos. Kevin, I wanted to shout him out. Kevin has helped me so much by making videos so that I can have education for people, and you lead these people. But if you want this business to just explode, you live this lifestyle, you go through an ultimate lifestyle transformation like your life depends on it. My team, I'm like begging us right now to all go through on the 23rd. I gave us an extra week. I wanted to maybe do the 16th, but we're just not ready. But I'm like, if we haven't gone through an ultimate lifestyle transformation yet, and you're asking people to get it, there's a reason why you're not selling more than an ultimate lifestyle transformation or barely a core 4. If we haven't lived this lifestyle to the point where we're like, it's like, get evangelical, you know, it's like, this is it. And if we're still dealing with food addiction and self-loathing and all of that, it's going to show in your sales. And we have to love ourselves with this food, and we have it right at our fingertips. So once you really dedicate to saying, I'm going to do a lifestyle transformation, and then after that lifestyle transformation, you go in and you still live it. You don't have the super cleanser, but you're putting Purium in your body every couple hours and all organic food, your business will take off. I promise.
Kim makes a lot of good points in there. And, you know, we may have done a ULT initially, or half did it. A lot of people, quote unquote, do it. They don't really follow the program, and they get some results, but they get limited results, but they haven't really done it fully the way it's supposed to be done. But I'm telling you, if you do it the way it's supposed to be done, and you really embrace it, and you just take 30 days out of your busy lifestyle and schedule, and you focus on whole food nutrition, cutting out all the junk, and following the program to a T, everything, flex foods and all of that, exactly like Dave Sandoval put this program together to a T, you're going to get great results, and you're going to get excited all over again. a big reason why sometimes people start off excited is because they're just coming off of a ULT or they're doing a ULT. Then they get into maybe some kind of a maintenance or the core 4, and they kind of get off track again. So their excitement kind of wanes. So maybe a way to jumpstart our business is to just do a ULT again. And you know what? We can do a ULT as many times as we want. I think I've done 12 or 13 of them. You can do them several times in a year if you want. And it's a really good way to just jumpstart your health, hit the reset button, get back to basics, and get excited all over again. People will know if you really are living this lifestyle, or you're just kind of living it and talking about it, but not really doing it. They're going to know, right? That authenticity shows through. Okay, so that's really, really, really important stuff. So Kim, you mentioned customer referrals earlier. Kind of curious about that, how you position. You have all these customers. You have some great recurring customers that purchase from you every month. Oh, and I wanted to make one more point. Did you guys notice Kim's posture when she talks about price? She's like, I got some friends that spend $300 or $500 or $700 or $1,000 a month. And she said it like, I mean, like, I totally believe her. The way she said it like, it's nothing. It's nothing to her. It's like, yeah, it's what they spend. And Kim, do you have any issues with them spending that much? I mean, what's your?
So I understand what you're feeling, and we get to really feel in, because every once in a while it's there sometimes. I am very intuitive and very highly aware of sensations in my body. Of when I'm speaking to someone, I can feel things through the computer, I can feel things through the phone, and I'll feel the guilt every once in a while, not much anymore, of like, oh, I shouldn't say this to this person. Like, I'm sure they don't have the money or something, but it's like, that is doing a disservice. And so once you come into the knowing of the ULT to start with, then the maintenance is still, it's still about a $500 order. And the really sweet way to share this with people is you say, are you able to invest $23 into your self-care every day?
Oh, I like that.
Are you worth $23 to have your nutrition come to your house in compostable packaging beyond organic food, $23 for gut wellness, and the protocol lasts forever? And so I'm so in this space of like, to not have, because basically that type of price range is a ULT, a juice bar in a bag, ginseng, ionic elements, and and a few other things. And like, if you get to live those foods, I know exactly what it feels like to not have like my juice bar in a bag items. I'm just like, oh my God, how am I going to make my favorite drink? And so I'm just sharing what I love to share. But
I like how you broke that down. Okay. So $23 a day, sorry, $23 a day comes out to almost $700 a month. As I spend easily $23 on I go to the juice bar, and it's juice. The organic juice is $12, $13, $14. And then I get a raw cheesecake, $8, $9, $10. Some of them here in South Florida, you get forget about the meal. That's $20, $30. So I've spent $40, $50 on a meal. That's, what it costs out there nowadays. $23, not just for one meal, for the entire day of organic, rich, nutrient dense superfoods that are grown in the volcanic soil. I mean, we're, dehydrated at low temperatures. We look at what Purium goes through just to maintain all the nutrients in the foods. And to my knowledge, they have not raised prices during this pandemic. I haven't seen any price raising. I don't know how they're doing it, but I mean, God bless Dave and Amy. I mean, somehow they're finding ways of, controlling their expenses, because I'm sure their expenses have gone up as well. And food cost, guys, is one of the main things that has driven inflation and price pressure in these last couple of years. So guys, are we afraid to tell someone it's $23 a day to invest in your health, the best investment you can make? Is there a better investment you can make? I mean, someone tell me. Your health, because without that, you got nothing. So $23 a day, about 690, 700 bucks a month, which, by the way, is a good portion of your total food budget, because you're doing meal replacements, you're doing snacks, right? So, maybe doing some intermittent fasting in there, so you're probably overall spending a lot less. I know I spend a lot less when I do the ULT. I spend significantly less because, like I said, I could spend $40, $50 on a meal, and then, take into account, snacks and beverages and all the nonsense. Here in Miami, guys, it's crazy. $18 to $30 for an alcoholic beverage on South Beach that's filled with sugar and junk. It's not organic, and it's not good for the body. And that's what they're charging. So that's what it is. And people spend it. Go to the bar, and bar tab is $75, $90, $120. They buy a couple rounds, $180. So guys, are we breaking it down that way for people? $23 a day? Are we confident when we're positioning the spend? Or are we like, well, it's $330, but it's okay. Oh, we have the fruit and veggie pack. Oh, yeah, got the core 4. Don't worry. Like, because guys, that energy it's transferred. Okay, the prospect's going to pick up on your energy. So how much do you believe it? Seriously, you got to ask yourself, how much do I believe in these superfoods, in this lifestyle, in this investment in my health? People are spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month and a year on vaping and smoking and drinking and all kinds of excessive drugs and things that are not serving their bodies. Okay, they're spending those things. We have a way to transfer spend, take their existing budget and shift some of that over. We're not saying 100%, but can you shift some of it over to a higher quality food? And if you do that, you're going to experience a tremendous amount of benefits from it. Okay. So Kim, that's awesome stuff. Now, okay, I wanted to address that. Back to customer referrals. You said before you upgrade them to brand partner, you position our customer referral program. Do you have any recent success stories, either you or someone on your team, where you've been able to generate some customer referrals and it's led to either new customers or new brand partners even?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, definitely.
Can you share with us?
I've created more of a solid system now of sharing to my customers about referrals, but it really has gotten locked in place because the people that I've had refer people to me, I'm always sending them product or doing something nice for them. And so I love that we get to have that. To say that it's a brand partner upgrade yet, no.
Okay, so it's customers referring other customers, which is awesome. Our customers, guys, can be some of the best sources of referrals, even if they're not ready to become a brand partner yet. If they're a happy customer, I mean, Kim has people ordering month after month. They're obviously happy with, they wouldn't reorder if they weren't happy. They're happy. They may not be ready for the full commitment of becoming a brand partner, and that's fine, but they may know some other people that can benefit from it. And most of them, I find, are pretty happy to do so if you ask them. So that's the key. You got to ask the question. And is there a specific way, Kim, that you ask for referrals? What's the typical verbiage that you use when you ask?
Well, I will totally give a shout out to my new brand partner. His name is John. He's actually in Zoom training right now, but we're going to have a little video of him. I'm going to ask Kevin to create it for us because his wording is so phenomenal, right? And so more than anything, it's this space of, it's not, send your people to me because then I'm going to get to have the benefit, right? It's like, how can I offer a space for you to receive free superfoods and the opportunity to be able to guide your friends into something that is much as you're loving it, and just really putting it out there for their benefit, and how can we be of service to the people that you love as well.
Okay, so Kim positions I call it the WIFM, what's in it for me. So she positions, okay, this is how this could benefit your contacts, friends, family, coworkers, whoever that might be. And you mentioned, do you offer them some kind of little gift or benefit when they refer someone?
Yeah, we've set up
Thank you.
A little link explaining to them that, if you have 3 people that are willing to open it up with a ULT plus performance, we'll buy you the juice bar in a bag.
Oh, wow. Okay.
3 people with an ultimate lifestyle plus performance. And if it's 3 people with the ULT, any of the ULTs, then it's the 3-pack fruit and veggie.
Oh, nice. Okay. So guys, you see, look, it's worth it for Kim to do that because, 3 customers with the ULT plus performance with smart order, she's going to hit UBT right there. It's going to pay for itself over and over. So they would get a juice bar in a bag. And if it's, like a fruit and veggie pack, for example, they would get, or anything, or just a ULT, they would get like a fruit and veggie pack or, something of lower value. So that's super important. So she does offer them a benefit. And I would imagine, though, most people are just kind of happy to refer people that they know can benefit.
For sure. And as we're talking about this, I want to really put it out there of the Reremembering. And now I've really, it's neat because I'm like, I'm going to have another little link that will have all of this together. It's getting so organized and scheduled, which is not how I used to be. So, I mean, this food ends your procrastination and it helps you get really organized. But there's, it's a step-by-step process on the level of explaining to them that, I just lost my train of thought. Will you say that again, Eric?
Yeah. Okay. Well, one of the things that I wanted to hone in on is the verbiage that you use. I know, like, for example, Melissa Hansen will say, who, and this is it's a minor little tweak, but it makes all the difference in the world. Not, instead of like, do you know anyone who can benefit? Guys, saying that's a yes or no. That's a close-ended question. Usually it's like no, but if I think of anyone, I'll let you know. You'll never get someone. Oh, well, yeah, actually, since you asked, I was just thinking of someone. It's who do you know? Who do you know that can benefit from this 30-day program as much as you have? Who do you know? Okay. And a lot of times people in conversation will mention circles of people that they are in, like, hey, I work in an office. I work in an office with, 5 other ladies. We're always doing different challenges. And so it kind of will throw you a bone, if you will, kind of like they'll open the door for you. And now all that's left is for you to just pry that door open a little bit more. So something like, hey, you were mentioning that there's a group of guys that you play pickleball with every Saturday. Who in that group do you think could benefit from some of the fitness related products? Who maybe wants to take their nutrition to the next level, their fitness game to the next level? I'm narrowing it down for them. So they mentioned, oh, I play pickleball with 3 other guys on the weekend. And then now I'm zoning in on that and using that as a way to ask them for referrals within that group. Because what a lot of people struggle when you say, who do you know? We all know thousands of people if we really think about it. But when you put someone on the spot, they can't think. It's like if I say, hey, Kim, name a song. And you're like,
Living on a Prayer.
Okay, well, you know what? We all know thousands of songs that we've heard in our lives. But if you put someone on the spot, they might not be able to think of one. So you got to narrow it down for them. Okay. So that's part of the technique that comes with asking for referrals. Now, the best time to ask for a referral is when someone expresses appreciation. Timing matters. Timing's everything when you're asking for referrals. So right after a person has said, oh, Kim, you know what? I love that apothecary. Oh my God, I'm sleeping so good with that stuff. I noticed my inflammation has gone down as well. That would be a great time to say something like, hey, wow, you know what? I love that product too. It's so great. Just curious, who else do you know that suffers from poor sleep? Now you get their wheels turning, right? So now, because I asked at the right time, most likely they're going to come up with a name or two. And there you have a customer referral. Now, the only thing left to do is ask for an introduction. Hey, you mentioned John and Sam. Do you mind can you connect me with them? Would you be so kind as to connect me with them so I can share with them the benefits that you're experiencing as well? Maybe put in a good word, share your testimonial for the apothecary, and I'll share more when I speak to them. See, there you go. Okay. Do you want to add something, Kim?
Yeah, I just remembered what I was trying to say is that customer referral post, and to be able to share with them that, and it might not be when they first sign up. Some people will feel comfortable to make a Facebook post and tag you, and you send, that's another promotion that we can actually use. Like, the company has put so many steps in the ladder that we can actually, as long as we just use them. And so, I have like 2 different little scripts that you could easily just send them and have them highlight your name in the post, put that, and that's been amazing. There's so many people. I have more stories with that being an amazing way to have references come in than any other referral type situation. Is the online, someone telling their story and then you getting back to the people in there and having a call to action. And that's why I finally come up with a little text that they can rearrange or whatever, but it's not just like, hi, I'm so excited about my superfoods, yay. And then there's no call to action. It's like, I'm so excited that my superfood mentor, Dan Tomelty, has been bringing me these amazing superfoods. I feel better than I've ever felt. Get a hold of this brother because he has a $100 gift card code for you. And so we, as leaders, with everything that we're doing, from our customers to our brand partners to every single thing, we're putting it out there how we want them to deliver it. And so for the longest time, I was like, oh, I don't like to tell anyone what to do. And now I'm like, oh, yes, share with people the idea of what to say and what to do until they can make it their own, Follow the rules until you can break them on your own. I'm all about it. We've got the most free people on this thing right now, on this call. I get it. Nobody wants to be told what to do. Nobody wants to follow any rules. But you know what? I think all of us would really follow some rules to the point where you bring in thousands of dollars every week, and then you can break all the rules yourself, but follow the system and see what happens,
I love that. And people may not want to be told what to do, but they do want to be guided. Most people really do want some guidance out there, and they appreciate when we can guide them in a positive direction. Kim, you are just a wealth of, I feel like we could go on one more hour here with this call. You have dropped so many great nuggets here on this call. I wanted to just for 2 minutes bring on your upline, none other than 4-star crown Ian Farrar, to shed some light. I think you wanted to make a few comments on some things that you mentioned. So Ian, are you out there?
Yeah, I am. Could you hear me, Eric?
Yes. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add you to the spotlight. Okay. There you are, Ian.
What's happening?
So can you please, there we go. All right. Can you please, please share with us. You've heard Kim speak now. You've watched Kim grow up in this business as well. So
I have, and even though I'm not her enroller, I've kind of adopted her. Okay. She was orphaned, a few years back, and she's someone who I speak to regularly. Okay, and all I have to say, team, is that I'm incredibly impressed. I've never reached the 20,000 K club. Okay, I'm always between 2,000 and 3,000 a month. So all of you out there that are above and beyond that, you're doing something, above and beyond that I've achieved. So I still strive on a daily basis. But listen, Kimberly is an incredible act to follow. Okay. I love that she has like an application process to work with her. Okay. This is exactly what you need to do. And there's no putting on diapers here. Okay. With Kimberly, if you are not game on, it's not like next, I don't care about you, but I've given you the template for success. This is really important. Okay. You want to really work with people on your level, if not greater than you. Yesterday, I brought on a great couple with the ULT performance, and I laid it out for them. Okay. That this is the time frame, and let's go. Okay. So normally within 30 days, normally within the first week or two, I'm going to know if their words are backed up with massive action. Now, Eric, you've been in the business for a decade now. I've been in the business for close to 3 decades. I've heard it all. Ultimately, if it's to be, it's up to who? It's up to me to make it happen, to work with the right people. Because you know what? When you're working with the right people, this business really takes off. You're working with a lot of the right people, Eric. Kimberly's working with a lot of the right people. All the leaders on this call are cultivating working with the right people, okay? Because once you hit that stride of working with the right mindset and beyond yours, that's where magic happens, okay? And believe it or not, Eric and I talk every day. I align myself with the leaders that are moving forward every day. So I really appreciate you bringing on Kimberly to give a big picture perspective of what's working for her, because team, listen, she is an act to follow when it comes to, everything that was discussed here, okay? Because we could take golden nuggets from different people, but ultimately, success leaves clues. You probably heard that one, and she has a lot of them. So thank you for letting me speak a few minutes at the end of the call, Eric.
Thank you so much, Ian. And you brought up a great point. You're not Kim's sponsor, but you're her upline. Okay. So
right.
This brings up a really, really good point, guys, in that sometimes your sponsor, okay, while they're the person that they may have been the person who introduced you to PRM, maybe helped you with the enrollment. Ultimately, they may not be the person who continues to mentor you through your journey as a brand partner. Okay. Don't let this surprise you. This is very, very, very common. This happens a lot. If you're blessed to have your sponsor stay with you and continue to mentor you and be with you through your journey, consider it a blessing. Don't consider it a necessity. I want to make that point very, very, very clear, because a lot of people get shocked when the person who they thought they were going to run to the end of the earth with this one person, and for whatever reason, they were not able to keep pace with you. So you may be running faster than or farther than them. And this is where your upline, not just your sponsor, is going to come in and support you in this business.
Yeah, last 30 seconds here, because I know we're running late. Joel and I, 26 years, okay? 26 years, okay? I introduced him to this business, okay? Team win, and this greater team is possible because of Joel Colandrillo saying yes. Took me 6 months, but he said yes on our first opportunity when I met him, in a kitchen on a catering job. Okay. So you never know who's going to be your next Joel Colandrillo, your Eric Meesh, your Kimberly Sanders, all of the leaders on this call. Okay. Conversations lead to opportunity. Conversations lead to opportunity. Have 5 to 10 new conversations every day. And you're a talent scout. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting.
Words of wisdom for sure. Wow. Words of wisdom. WOW. So guys, I hope you got a ton of nuggets from today's call. Kim Sanders, thank you so much for sharing with us all of your knowledge and your experience. Ian, thank you for coming in at the end as well. Guys, please go back, watch this replay again, and tag your team tag your team below, okay? Because these are points that need to be reinforced. Thank you so much for joining this call. Wish everyone a tremendous afternoon. Please join our Monday message map call at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You'll get all the details at iShare.
I welcome love.